Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Guys, I know it's been a little while since I've made videos. It's been almost a week now since I've uploaded an official video to the channel. I'm very sorry about that. For me personally, it's really been a mix of busyness and laziness that has not made me make a video in almost a week. But I'm finally back, and what better way to try get back into the groove of video making than a little bit of drama. Basically, before we dive really deep into the gist of things, basically, this whole drama starts like this. MrATandreiThomas on VidBitFuture, his views have been going up astronomically. Like, I'm not talking like he's getting 100 views every video. He's like getting 600 views like every video. And after RedExec went into the console to see what MrAndreiThomas's views were like, to see sort of what was going on with his views, he found out that there was a good chunk of views that were coming from the exact same IP. And then RedExec accused MrATandreiThomas of viewbotting. And that's how this whole thing starts. And the main surprising part about this whole thing to me is not exactly the way that it all started. It's not exactly the fact that this whole drama started that gets me surprised. It's how Andre handled it that got me kind of surprised. This is where it's going to get a little bit confusing because unlike most of the other times, I don't really have the original comments to base off of. The only way you can really find any trace of the original comments that Mr. AT made at all was on RedExec's recent video, where he sort of gave his own opinions and sort of like his own view on the entire drama that's been going on with Mr. AT. And of course, like everything else great, it has now been taken down. So really, with that video gone, there's no real way to actually see what the crap happened. But tracing back from the comments that I saw while the video was still up and while the comments were still there, I can tell you right now the basic gist of things went like this. Mr. AT said, "I don't have to take any orders from anyone, so screw off." And then RedExec replied to him saying, "It doesn't matter if you don't take orders, you still need to follow the rules and to stay on the site. If you keep disrespecting staff, your channel will be removed. So stop acting like you don't need to go by the rules like everyone else." And I think really that's, a pretty simple request that, you have to follow the rules to stay onto a site, pretty much. Like, imagine going to like an actual conference, or not exactly a conference, but like a convention or something. Imagine going to a convention and like breaking all the rules and then requesting that you stay there because you're popular enough to stay there. Doesn't really make much sense in retrospect when you really think about it like that. So then, if I remember correct, Mr. AT replied to RedExec after that with something like, "Why should I take orders from you? You don't have any right to tell me what to do." And RedExec then said, "I am a staff member and you need to stop." And then Mr. AT went in again and accused RedExec of breaking his own rules because RedExec used a picture of his face. Which, by the way, there is no rules on VidBitFuture stating that you can't use someone's face. I mean, Pedophile Vendor made a video called Rodney where he had shared the image that I had posted of my private face reveal in the VidBitFuture Discord. You didn't see me freaking out over that, did ya? But anyway, that's what RedExec replied to him that last time. And now, more recently, Mr. AT has made a post pretty much everywhere at this point, on the MetaJolt forums, on the VidBitFuture comment sections, on pretty much every single channel on VidBitFuture, on the Discord, every single place you could possibly think of. Mr. AT has posted this message. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, on VBF, it's come to my attention that I am certainly not in a good mood at all, as this is because of the wild accusations that I received on VidBitFuture that is spreading like wildfire, and the fact that my verification mark has been revoked because I disrespected a staff member who I've never met since last year because of this whole mess. I'm no longer making videos on VBF. I don't see why I should carry on making videos consistently on VBF when clearly I wanted to do things decently. Instead, I get nothing but crap. Because of these wild accusations, I'm not coming back on VBF for good. However, I want to thank the people who supported me so far on VidBitFuture, but unfortunately I have to throw in the towel. I think VBF is better without me. Peace out, stay awesome to the max, goodbye, Mr. AT out." And that is where this whole drama ends. Now this is where I find the whole situation kind of weird. This is sort of like my take on this whole thing. Basically, this is where I find this weird. Basically, it's not exactly like the fact that MrAT was, you know, angry about getting called a viewbotter. I mean, I think most people would get upset if they just all of a sudden got called a viewbotter for no rhyme or reason. But it's just the way he handled the whole aftermath of the situation, that he didn't just stop for a minute, like, as it was really in the whole heat of things, just stopped for a minute and thought why he was getting accused of being a viewbotter, and, you know, calmly made a response to it saying, look, I'm not a viewbotter. That's just my personal take over this whole thing. And unfortunately now, we've lost one of, like, the top content creators who were on the original VidBit. And, you know, like, looking back on all of my, like, other videos that I've made in the past on VidBit Future, I'm finding that, like, all of the videos that I make that are shared on Twitter, or that are on my YouTube channel and all that, that then get re-uploaded to VidBit Future, usually they get a lot higher of a view count. They usually get so many more views than they would on, you know, say if I made a video on VidBit Future without sharing it anywhere. And in all honesty, while MrAT has done some shady stuff with views in the past, really think about it this way. The reason he might be getting so many views is mainly because of the fact that he uploads them everywhere. I mean, the dude has his own Reddit, he has, like, I mean, he shares those videos absolutely everywhere. So in a way, they're just bound to get views. Of course, on the Red exec end of the whole situation, I think a lot more people would have, like, believed if it was true or false if, you know, Red exec, if you had shown a screenshot. I think that's all people wanted, was just one screenshot showing that it was from, like, one IP kinda. Of course you could, like, you could only show, like, maybe, like, the last 3 numbers and blur the rest of it out, and I do think that's a large reason why he didn't show a screenshot of the whole thing. It's because he didn't want to publicly show someone's IP address. But I do feel like that would have made a lot more people believe Red exec if he had just shown a screenshot with some censorship in there. But in the end, MrAT quit. Red exec, I guess you could say, kind of won the battle, and at this point, it's just, the whole thing is just over. I do hope that one day MrAT does come back to VidBit Future to give it a second chance, because honestly, I don't quite fully believe that he's a viewbotter. I mean, his view counts have been kind of weird, but then again, he does have his own Reddit and everything else, so that could be a large reason why his views are going up so rapidly. But, of course, that is just my opinion. If you guys have your own opinions or thoughts on this, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, as it is very well appreciated. But anyway, that'll be about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe to become a crafting lord. This is Crafting Lord 21, and I'll see you guys in the next video.